you doing? Welcome back to Leather Helmet Fandom Sports Podcast. Today you got me and my brother Josh Konsman, as always. And we are moving on to our week 10 of the NFL. Did a college bet for today. According to Josh, it's going on our record, so good thing I won.
You posted it, so.
I did post it on the Reels, so if you're not watching our Reels, then shame on you because
you're degenerate enough to take a 20.
If you took it, you would have won, though. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, numbers don't lie.
Yep. All right, well, anyway, let's go over our week. I guess we can go over our week 9/8, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just do a quick recap of week 8 since we didn't get the podcast in just because of our busy schedules. So this is week 8. So you took a dive down. I think you missed 2 locks, a 10 unit, a 5 unit. So sunk yourself into a negative 19 unit. Luckily, you hit that college bet, bounce back.
It's 3 locks in a row I missed, but it's all right.
Mine, I think I missed my lock too, but I hit every other bet, I think.
I don't know about that, but I know you missed your lock.
Not every other bet. There's no way. I only won 44%. Either way, positive week, 4.5 2 weeks ago, so not bad. And then coming up on the next week.
So I got to spin the wheel, obviously, for that. No.
Yeah, you'll spin first, and I'll spin second for week 9 because this is me week 9. So haven't had a negative week in a while, but I'm just glad it didn't drop crazy, like negative
15
20s. And you had one of your better weeks probably the whole year, right? I think.
Trying to think of
positive 8.
Yeah,
I mean, we had a
probably.
bunch of weeks we were like.
No, I had like a positive
10,
9.
positive 10.
I had that positive 9 week one time. I know that.
But overall, I mean, 75% hit rate plus 8 units. It's a pretty good week. So that's week 9. I'll spin 4 for my loss, and then just overall recap on the year. Not this guy. This is our yearly. This is including your 20 unit bomb.
Yeah. Just so if no one knows, obviously we didn't put it on our podcast, but if you watch our Reels, I just put it up Friday night, I think it was. Friday night, 6 o'clock. Mm-hmm. I took Michigan minus 4.5 or minus 115 or 16, whatever it was. For 20 units, obviously that hit. And the good part is we'll spin the wheels first, then I'll make the announcement. We'll go from there. So
32 units on the year. I'm really glad you hit that 20 unit because we were trending down. And this brings life back to our 100 unit goal for the year. I'm feeling a little more confident. It's going to be hard, but
now if we do good this weekend and both hit our locks, then we should be good as well.
I mean, I feel like every gambler knows it's all about staying consistent profit. Like if you're consistently profiting every month and you're staying the positive, you're good. It's when you're downhill, like it quickly goes down because Vegas is always going to make money off.
And it's hard to come once you go down fast. It's really hard to climb your way back up because you're obviously starting from a dead flat line, and then you can just either go up or down. But if you're going down from your up, it's really hard to get back up there.
That's just because even if you're winning, the book's making money off you.
Yeah.
Like you're never, I mean, unless you're somehow hitting consistently plus odd money or bets, which is very hard to do. Staying consistent, the positive is where it's at. So getting into our wheels, you want to go to wheels, right?
Yeah.
So this is
week 8.
This isn't it. I'm just trying to think if it's my wheel or your wheel. So this is your wheel. Okay. Doesn't really matter. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'm week 8. You're week 9.
All right. Spin her up. What we got? Even
though I see Dirty Birdie shot, and I'm taking that now.
Stranger Danger.
What is Stranger Danger?
All right, let's look into Stranger Danger. So Stranger Danger is a giveaway. So heads up. So you got to convince a stranger to make a $1 plus bet. Every stranger that denies you, you have to add $2 to the same bet.
Say it again one time.
All right, so we're in the grocery store, right?
Right.
You got to convince. I probably wouldn't go to a grocery store because they're probably not going to listen to you.
Okay.
Every stranger you go up to, you got to convince them to make a $1 bet. Whether that's they hand you $1, whether it's they show you they got FanDuel and make the dollar bet. They got to make a $1 or more bet You got to convince them. And every stranger that denies you, you got to add $2 to the same bet.
Okay.
So let's say you...
This could be a dope-ass reel I can make out of this. So like thinking of some ideas.
It might take you a little bit of time. You have to think about where you want to go for this. I mean, you could just go to a bar.
I don't think I'm doing every stranger, too.
Oh, no. You can pick and choose your stranger.
Okay.
But any stranger that denies you, you have to add $2 to the same bet. So let's say the first guy says, yeah, I'll make it. You don't have to put anything else on it.
Right. Each person's going to talk like 10 seconds. There's 60 seconds in a reel. So
let's say 5 strangers deny you. You got to put
6 strangers.
You got to put a $10 bet.
Okay.
On the same thing you're trying to convince them of.
But I get to make the bet up.
Yeah. But you got to. This is a giveaway, so we're giving it all away.
Okay. All right. Sounds good to me.
Good luck.
Now it could be with my lock too, right?
Week. Yeah, it could be for anything.
All right. Cool.
It's just got to. As long as they bet $1 or more.
Should convince people to bet Michigan. Tried, but no one wanted to listen, obviously.
Yeah, but you got to do this in person.
All the money was in Penn State. Yeah. I'll make a dope reel out of it. Watch. Shit's sick.
All right. On to my reel, or my wheel. Spin.
Fantasy heartbreak.
Fantasy heartbreak. So I get to pick one player for my fantasy team and take the under. So should I just do that now?
No,
next week.
Why I
roll it to next week.
Yeah, do it for next week and let's
roll right into it. So we're backtracking pretty far now. So this is all the way back to week 7. Caleb lost. Got the dirty birdie shot. So dirty birdie shot, I get to mix whatever the hell I want, and he's got to take a shot of it.
It's right here.
So this lovely shot glass has got some. We got some Lagunitas in it. We got some pepper. What's the pepper you get with Papa John's? Peppercoin?
Pepper flakes?
Red pepper
yellow
flakes? Pepper? The yellow pepper.
Oh, banana peppers?
No. They're like peppercini. Whatever. That pepper, that juice.
Okay.
A little bit of Korean marinade and some blueberry, what's it called?
Alcohol?
Not jam, but blueberry, whatever.
Jelly?
Honestly, it might taste okay.
It sounds like it's
the marinade's probably gonna be the worst
and a little bit weird, but
this is aged in really strong bourbon.
All right, here it goes. Dirty birdie shot, not dirty birdie. Yeah, dirty birdie shot reel right here.
How was it? Not too bad.
Quick thoughts. It's definitely the marinade that's the nastiest part and the strongest part. And a little bit of that alcohol, whatever it was.
Yeah, the stout.
But the marinade, it literally just tastes like I drank marinade.
I didn't put that much. I mean, it was mostly beer.
That's doable, though.
Okay.
So,
fair.
Wasn't too bad, but only because that was probably the best shot I ever did in my entire life. Usually I just fucking gulp it, but it's all right. I'll take it. It's not going to make me throw up. All right. Well, let's move on to our week 10 bets. Obviously we had a 10-0 streak on our locks, or 10-0 and 2 or 3, whatever it was.
I don't know what we're at.
I lost 3, the last 3, and then I won Mondays. So I brought that to 10-3 plus 4, 11-3. So what did you lose since the 10?
I've lost at least 2.
Okay.
Possibly 3, and I hit 1. So it's we're definitely at 12 wins.
Okay.
I don't know if we're at. You said you lost.
I lost 3
total for the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I either lost 2 or 3. So we're either 12-5 or 12-6.
Okay.
Which isn't too
we'll
bad,
have to check on that for next podcast. 12 or 6 for locks. Obviously, my 3 losing
Dude, I got
streak
screwed though.
Happened.
My Chiefs bet. Who did they play?
We've been getting screwed, dude.
No, that was lethal. Who gets 4 targets to Travis Kelce?
3 weeks in a row.
Travis Kelce gets 4 targets. When does that happen?
I get it.
Once in the last 5 years? Nothing changed. They weren't winning by a lot.
Yeah.
He didn't set. He wasn't injured. Noah Gray got the same amount of targets as him.
They can use their tight ends from time to time.
I don't give a he started with 2 targets in the first drive.
Yeah.
So you're telling me he got 2 targets in 3 quarters? What the hell are they doing? I'm pretty sure they almost lost that game.
They run a lot more now. I'll tell you that.
I get that, but they almost lost the game.
The past 3 weeks, they've ran a lot.
Who did they play? The Bengals?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they almost lost. I'm like, These donkey face.
Wait, they didn't play the Bengals? They played the Bengals?
I don't know who they played, but they
Bills played the Bengals.
They did not play that well.
Yeah, Bills played the Bengals. I don't know who they played. I forget now.
So do I.
They chart? No, they
Broncos?
lost. They lost. Yeah, no, they lost to Broncos. So was it that game? No. I don't remember. We're going too far on it. All right, let's jump on our Week 10 bets. Like I said, we're probably like 12-5, 12-4, or in our 12-6.
It's 12-5 or 12-6.
Yeah, on our lock. So hopefully we both hit this week, and we can bounce back up to that 50-unit mark, and have a good weekend. Obviously, I started off right, but Josh went split on Thursday night, and I lost my 1-unit play already. So if you want to go check that out, it's over on our reels as well. So let's get right into money lines, spreads, and over and unders. I got a couple of them. Yeah, my first one is going to be Browns versus Ravens, under 38.5 total points at -115 for 1 unit.
I like it.
Both defenses are top 8 in stopping the run, and they're first and second in stopping the pass, which obviously brings them to being the top 3 in total points scored as well. So in general, it's a divisional game, and their defenses are the best they ever been. I would probably say in a long time, if not ever, that I recall, to be honest, especially the Ravens defense. Ravens defense has been great. Don't get me wrong with the Ray Lewis, Peppers. Who else did they add? I forget. But regardless, they've had great defenses, but this defense has been very, very good this year. Secondary, front, and linebackers. So regardless, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's at Ravens, I believe. So Browns wanting to show up because they lost at their home versus the Ravens. They got destroyed. It's a divisional game, like I said. What matters most is the win, not scoring TDs. So I can see less going for it on 4th because you obviously want to win your division games. So there's probably going to be a lot of field goals instead of just trying to go for it because they know that both offenses can score, I guess you could say, but not so much Browns, but not like crazy scores. It's not like you're playing the Chiefs, wherever scores the most. I don't even know. The last 2 years versus each other, they went under twice. And out of 4 games, but both that they went over, they were not healthy. / it was when a quarterback was hurt on one of the sides. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the last time they played, I think it was 28-3 Ravens, and Watson wasn't in. So that kept it under as well. Either way, I can see the Browns getting a revenge game by the defense holding them under 20 points. And if Ravens score under 20 points, I don't think Browns, like I said, with Watson scoring nowadays, can go over 20 either. But it should be divisional, low-scoring game, so I'm going to go with 38.5 total under from 1 unit, -115. You got any?
Yeah, I like it. I just feel like that. The only thing I don't like about unders is games that are close, and I feel like that game has to be close, just because it's divisional and they're both solid defenses. So, like, the closer the game, the more 1 you get a chance at overtime, and then 2 people are pretty much going to be going for it at the end, like touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, I mean, either way, I feel like it's got to be 20 points or lower for each team, or like right at the 20. But if they happen to both hit 20.
I just think both quarterbacks can struggle under defensive pressures, and when you have 2 of the best defenses in the league,
none of the players are super explosive.
Yeah,
none of them. Like Zay Flowers is probably the most explosive, and he's a rookie.
Yeah, but he still has to be like
that's what I mean. Like he can barely break tackles, but he's still the most explosive. And that says something. Yeah. Either way, I got 1 for money line. So it's really just riding the Kyler Murray train coming back. So I got the Cardinals, even though I think they're still trying to lose on purpose, and I'm very confident they're still going to try to lose.
Yeah.
Whether Kyler Murray's
putting Murray in to shine him up and sell him.
Yeah. I mean, I think Murray wants to pretty much show off a little bit, because whether he gets traded or gets a bigger contract down the road, he wants to show he's still a valuable QB in this league. So I see him having a good game, And versus the Falcons, I mean, even though their secondary is pretty good, they've
been hit or miss lately.
Struggle so much as an offense that their defense can only hold up for so long. And when you have a coach that I don't trust at all, like, I mean, if you don't use Bijan, as little as this man uses Bijan, it just shows me like this dude does not know what he's doing.
He's stupid.
So I don't like their coaching. I don't hate Heineke, but I don't like their offensive scheme.
I forgot he's still starting.
Yeah, so it's really just the Kyler Murray's back. Is James Conner playing? I know he was questionable. So he's back. Like, I just feel like this Cardinals team is very underrated. And if it wasn't for the fact that they're trying to lose,
and their defense is kind
of they might already have 4 wins if they weren't, in my eyes, trying to actually lose. Because there's a lot of close games they lost to decent teams. Like, their defense is underrated. Offense isn't the best, but with James Conner and Kyler Murray back,
they're underrated because they were supposed to be complete trash, but I still think they're trash.
I just feel like they're playing very well.
They had one good game versus Cowboys. That's it.
I wouldn't say that. They've honestly, I feel like the first half of almost every game.
Defensively, that's the only game they played.
The first half of almost every game, they've looked pretty good.
I haven't watched it. I just saw numbers at the end.
And it's like, oh, wait, why are they losing out of nowhere? I'm like, oh, yeah, because they want to lose.
So your bet?
Cardinals plus 108 money line, 1 unit.
Plus 108?
Yeah.
Wow, with Murray
still be there, but
and James Conner back, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
All right, moving on to mine. I got
and it's home game for Cardinals.
49ers money line at minus 168. I think they're getting 2.5 points right now, or not getting, whatever it's called, at minus 168 for 2 units. They're on a 3 losing streak, and for 49ers to go on a 4 losing streak. I mean, I've been saying this in the past, like, oh, they're not going to go on a 2 losing streak. They're not going to go on a 3 losing streak, and they just keep losing. But my boy Debo's back.
Yep.
And let's check
Trent Williams
Trent
playing because he was questionable.
Yeah, they keep saying he's questionable.
He's probably going to play, but
Trent Williams questionable coming out of bye.
He's such a big factor for them.
Yeah,
like watching him in his reels and his
he was limited on Thursday and Friday, giving him a shot to return as the blindside protector for the quarterback of Brock Purdy. So if he's back, that's really going to help him. But I think just adding Debo is enough. They play the Jags, and I can't see them losing 4 weeks in a row, like I said. So Jaguars have not beat anyone.
Did what's his name play with them yet? Chase Young. They picked him up.
This is first time.
First game.
Yeah, first game back. I forgot about that. Chase Young's coming over with Bosa, Nick Bosa. Literally, their defense is, on paper, the best defense I've ever seen since like getting into football. As far as just like all over the place, like corners, everything. It's just Ward needs to stop getting penalized though. He's annoying. He stopped the Chiefs from getting a Super Bowl, so I won't go along with that. But anyway, Jaguars have not beat anyone good besides the Bills this year, and that was overseas. And the Bills really aren't the same Bills as we've seen in previous years. I mean, they're losing left and right now, and they're not really blowing people out. They've done it like a couple times. They look good versus horrible Dolphins defense and hurt the Dolphins defense. So beating the Bills really wasn't anything crazy to me. Losing to the Chiefs the way they did with Kelsey coming back off of injury kind of showed me like what they are, plus just like how bad they are when they're versing a good defense, which, like we just talked about, 49ers defense adding Chase Young as well. I think they're literally going to get shit on, but I think they're going to be down the entire time and probably never going to.
If the Jags don't catch a lead, there's no way in hell they win this game.
Yeah, definitely not. Zay Jones is out as well, which doesn't really matter that much because they have Kirk, they have Ridley, which they do not know how to use and really pisses me off. And then they have Evan Ingram, plus they have an amazing running back, which Josh was really low on, but obviously showing up this year and proving him wrong. So I'm going to take it at 2 units, minus 168. It gets you a little bit above.
Wait, what are you taking, money line?
Money line.
Okay.
168, 2 units. It gets you a little bit right above 1 unit.
Reds, so. -3, I think. Side check.
Yeah, it's right around there, so. All right, you got any more of the over-unders spreads?
Not for anything in this category.
All right, cool. Let's move on to our prop bets then. I'm going to stay in the same game. I don't know if you have one in this one. Christian McCaffrey over 65.5 rushing yards at minus 114 for 1 unit. The last 4 games, he's gone under this, and the first 4 games, he went over it. But with that being said, so he's split 50-50. Usually that would probably put him right in between the two. They'll put the number, right? But his average is still 82 rushing yards per game. So that just tells you the first 4 weeks he was well and above this number of 65. And the last 2 weeks, he obviously didn't go super, super low, but kept it close to 65. Jaguars are 4th in rushing yards allowed per game, but have let Pacheco and Bijan Robertson go over this line of 65.5, and Kamara was at 62 rushing yards. So like I said, they really haven't played anyone special. They've been in the lead a lot, which means the other teams are not rushing a lot. The game they lost to KC, obviously Pacheco went over. I don't know if I think they beat Saints. I'm pretty sure they beat Saints, but they kept it close. Kamara went over. Bijan Robinson versus Falcons game stayed decently close, but it was overseas, so anything happened. So either way, I see Bijan, Pacheco, and Kamara all rushing-wise around the same as CMC, if not worse, especially when he hopefully gets Trent Williams back, but has even just a downfield blocking of Kittle, Debo, and Ayuk back into play, and maybe the Juice Boy. So hopefully that helps it. Like I said, Debo's back and possibly Trent Williams, so they could be right back to the dominant run blocking game that they were the first 3 weeks before they lost these dudes, first 4 weeks. George Kittle talked about on the media, which I love. I love looking into the little stuff of what players are thinking and feeling and talking about, because that usually plays into tapes or into game script. Not game script, but gameplay, should I say, because players show up more than and talk what they talk or walk like they talk, something like that. George Kittle talked to the media that they need to run more and get back to what was working. So that just tells me that, hey, we took 3 L's in a row. We don't need to take 4 L's in a row. We're bringing Debo back. Let's get back to winning. And how did they win the first 4 weeks? Running the ball and running the ball a lot. So hopefully they get back to it. Like I said, it's over 65.5 rushing yards, minus 114 for 1 unit. You got anything in this game for 49ers versus Jags?
I do not for props.
Right. Let's move on then.
Yeah, so I have first prop bet. I have Gus Edwards over 10.5 rushing attempts. A little juicy, so you got negative 122 odds. But I do have 2 units on this prop bet. I like it quite a bit.
10.5, you said?
Yeah, 10.5 is the rushing attempt lines. So out of his 9 games this year, he's only missed it 3 times. First 2 games was when J.K. Dobbins was still in town, so he wasn't getting as much snap percentage. He just wasn't on the field as much, so it was pretty obvious he wasn't going to be close. He honestly was still close. He was 8 and 10 rush attempts, so he just missed it. And then last week he missed, which is why I think this line's a little pushed down, because I feel like the hype train for Keaton Mitchell, the rookie,
a good rush defense, but go on.
Yeah, but I mean, like we both said, it's gonna be a low-scoring, close game. There's no reason why he shouldn't get fed still a decent amount of attempts as the lead rusher. Whatever. Last week he's his lowest rush attempts ever, and it was 5 attempts. If you didn't watch the game, the Ravens beat the Seahawks 37-3.
Probably will tell you why then.
Yeah, exactly. So he literally had 18%.
Plus, doesn't he split work sometimes with Hill?
Yeah.
So that could come into play.
Yeah, I mean, he's been averaging just over 60% snaps in his last 5 games, if you don't count last game. Last week, he only had 18% of the snaps. So if that's not an obvious sign that this man was off the field as soon as they took a huge lead, because he is their starting running back.
Yeah, definitely.
He's almost all primarily a rushing back. He's had like 4 targets all season. So you don't have to worry about, like, are they going to pass on the ball versus rushing? Like, no, this man only comes in to run the ball. So versus a Cleveland defense, yes, they're very good. But in a close game, you usually want to control the ball more. You want to get guaranteed positive yards. So trusting in him to pound it out because he's really a ground and pound guy. He has probably one of the, not the highest, but I would put him like top 10, top 15 yards per carry rushing back in the last 3 years. I mean, granted, he's been injured here and there, but when he's not injured, this man is very good at just pounding out 4 yards every play. So if he misses this line, you're talking on the hook. That's the only way he misses it. So, and that's like in my eyes, 20% chance. 2 units, negative 122. Lock it in.
They're on the Ravens too, which if any team's gonna win, I'm gonna
and it's at home.
Win, it's Ravens. Yeah, and it's at home. That's a good point.
So
last time they destroyed the Browns too, so who knows? Maybe they could do it again. But they didn't destroy them enough to the point where it was last week. Where
it didn't give me 37-3. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Definitely not gonna be that. Moving on to my next prop bet, I got Derrick Henry over 13.5 rush attempts.
Okay,
nope,
double attempts.
I didn't write it in. Derrick Henry over 13.5 receiving yards. I was like, what else would it be? Minus 114 for 1 unit. I've watched the first week because I wanted to figure out what Will Levis was and how he goes about his situation right now, and it's a lot of checkdowns. He just gets the ball out of his hands and tosses someone as close as he possibly can.
I feel like,
and then he slings it every so often when he's down.
I feel like he's still. I mean, it's not a lot. I've had to go off.
The only person he goes deep with is Hopkins.
I've seen him stay in the pocket and throw the ball deep while he's about to get hit.
Yeah,
not more than once.
But if you watch a lot of the tapes, a lot of it goes to those running backs. Derrick Henry, let me say the stuff real fast actually for it. Bucs have let 6 running backs go over this in 8 weeks. So obviously running backs have been doing this to them pretty consistently. Henry has gone over this 6 out of the 8 weeks, which is very high for your odds of going over or under. And the 1 week he went under, he only got 38% of the snaps because they got blown out. So obviously when they get blown out, they're going to stick Spears in instead of him. And the reason he goes over this, but when they're not getting blown out, is because, like I just said, Will Levis is very checked down QB. He's obviously his rookie year. He technically was the 3rd string starting the season, and then he got elevated. I think Ryan Tannehill's healthy now, right? I think they're still just leaving Will Levis in. I don't know.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
So he got starting job. He obviously wants to keep it, which means not throwing it down the field and getting pick or trying to do some deep slant inside to someone and then throw a pick. So he doesn't want to play that game. So he checks down a lot. And usually Derrick Henry would not be going 6 out of 8 times over this because Derrick Henry is not a receiving back. Hence why he went under the one time, because they got blown out because they stuck Spears in. So I'm going to take that over 13.5 receiving yards, minus 114. 1 unit, they play Bucs. Good rush defense, bad secondary. Very bad secondary. One of the worst.
Yeah.
As far as yards allowed. All right. I'm going to stay with my same game real fast. I'm taking Will Levis over 20.5 passing yards, minus 114 for 1 unit. Levis has gone over this each.
Wait. Rewind. You just said passing yards. You mean attempts?
Passing yards.
20.5?
220.
Okay.
Did I say 20.5? Will Levis over 220 passing yards, minus 114 for 1 unit. Levis has gone over this each of the past 2 weeks he started, which are the only weeks he started. Bucs are 31st in yards allowed per game. Like I just said, they're one of the worst. 6 out of 8 quarterbacks have gone over this, or has gone over 250 yards. So this is at 220, has gone over 250 yards or more. And the 2 quarterbacks that went under were Fields and Derek Carr. Everyone knows how bad Fields is. If you don't, and you're just trying to say he's good, then you're just sucking him off because he's not a good passing quarterback. He just runs the ball. He's more of a running back. And then Derek Carr, I don't know. He's been having an ass year this year. I don't know what's been up with him. But it was also the same week that Chris Olave dropped like 3 balls, and I think I took his over in receptions, and that missed. So that was a very down game. But the main one is 6 out of 8 quarterbacks going over 250, and this is Will Levis has gone over this twice already. He kind of needs to go over this for them to stay in. And I'm taking the Derrick Henry over, so I'm taking that over. Plus, what's his name? Looked great this year still. Hopkins, and he's been relying on Hopkins. So hopefully Hopkins gets the job done versus a horrible Bucs secondary, and we can pull away with a back-to-back same game W's. But let's jump over your next one.
Sure. So going right back into the Browns and Ravens.
Okay.
I'm hopping on an under for a QB, Deshaun Watson, under 193.5 passing yards. The line's low, but
that is low.
Watson has really not been averaging much over 200. He's right around the 200 mark almost every game. I just do not trust Watson as a QB almost at all when it comes to passing. He just does not look like the same person coming back or from since his transition to the Browns. He doesn't have any big-time receivers outside of Cooper, and Cooper's not a big play guy.
So I was going to say, it's either Cooper or bust.
So he really doesn't put up big plays. I mean, his most explosive player is probably old Kareem Hunt. So if he catches a screen pass and runs
he's been
40, 50
great.
yards.
I love it.
Maybe he'll get close to this line, but
he also rushes a lot. Ooh, look at that here.
Main two reasons, Watson, don't trust, not a passing QB. Number two, the Ravens secondary is not really the most known players right now.
They're doing.
They have a couple, but they just have been playing amazing, like lights out. Like there's a reason why they're beating people 37-3. What do they beat the Lions? Like 40-3. Like 3, yeah, like
or 6.
It's because they're just shutting down the passing game to the point they have to pass, but they just can't get anywhere with it. So teams are really struggling with that if they're falling behind quickly. And I just like them a lot at home, so I'll take the under. He might even throw 2 picks. So minus 114 odds. I got 1 unit on it.
All right. Let's just hope, what's his name? Gayboy Ford doesn't do some crazy breakaway catch.
Ford,
yeah, he did it once already. Or Hunt can break away, but I don't think Hunt's going to break away.
I just feel like no one's...
He's a check down dude.
I don't know, but I feel like if you check on all the Ravens games, I don't think anybody's broken away as a running back.
Yeah, probably not versus the Ravens, no. Hence why they're either first or second in receiving yards allowed per game. Especially since they're usually in the lead, which is mind-blowing that you're that good, plus you're always in the lead. That's really, really good. Moving on to my next one, I got Packers total points under 17.5 at minus 118 is very low. For 2 units this time, they're playing my boys, Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers only allow 20.4 points per game. They have only held 3 out of 8 teams under this, but have only let 2 teams go over 22 points. So basically, it's either under or right next to this line. And this line is set basically right where you can get 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Are they favored or the Steelers favored?
Steelers are favored.
Yeah, I would expect that.
Yeah. This is rookie quarterbacks. Steelers love hounding rookie quarterbacks. Obviously, he's not a rookie in the league, but it's his first year starting, should I say. And he gets pressured a lot, especially with what's his name being on IR, whatever his name is. I forget his name. Left tackle. Yeah.
I didn't know that, but
David.
Not surprising.
Yeah. So they have that, plus they have 2 defenses. I wouldn't say Green Bay's defense is great, but they have some guys in the backfield, some decent name guys, but obviously they can't hold up as much. And with that being said, I think the Steelers are going to be able to hold them. I see this being like a 5 to 6 sack game, to be honest, with the way Love holds on to the ball.
See the Eagles coming up for that top spot?
Yeah, they are. And they're past their bye. No, did they have a bye yet?
Buys this week.
Okay, Steelers already had a bye. That's what it is. Steelers are going to come at. This is what's happening for my future bet of Steelers. He's going to get like a 5-6 sack week, no doubt about it in my eyes. So, but either way, Packers average 20 points per game as well. So this is they average a little bit above it, but
I feel like
they don't play the Steelers.
Past games, like recently, they've been but.
Yeah. Plus, Aaron Jones has been out majority of the time, and that's literally their offense. That's the only way they move the ball. But I think Steelers can stop it. They have Hayward back now. I think it was the first week. They only had him back 1 week, and they looked stout, and they won. and they've been winning. So hopefully they continue to be winning. And I think their defense is going to turn around. I know their secondary has been ass, but they have not been starting Joey Porter Jr., and now he gets the full start. I really don't believe in Patterson anymore. He had a great year last year, but he's too old. He gets beat a lot and he holds. So hopefully that doesn't set them back as far as PIs go. But yep, that's what I'm gonna take for 2 units, minus 118. And jump on to your next one.
Yep. So my last prop.
Seems
I have Alvin Kamara under. Oh, is that like everything is under?
Do not say receiving, please.
No, rushing.
Okay. Under rushing.
Is that all unders? No, I had it over for Gus. So Alvin Kamara under 49.5 rushing yards, negative 114 odds. I got 1 unit on it. They are playing the Vikings, and the Vikings are home. Vikings super surprising, really good defense this year. They've been holding guys like CMC
to rushing, not passing.
I mean, overall they're decent, but
they had one good pass.
They're definitely a lot stronger up front than people have predicted in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But they've been holding guys like CMC under 50 yards. They're actually top 12 against the rush so far in the whole year. Alvin Kamara, he's having a very good year for fantasy, mainly because of the receiving. His rushing's been very good, but if you look at who he's played, it's a bunch of trash teams, like top, bottom, if not top, bottom 5, 10 defenses. He's played like Tampa Bay, New England, Houston, Colts, just a bunch of teams that they should have easily beat, and they were actually close games. All that to say, his away games, since he's been back, he's only averaged 3.5 yards per carry in all his away games. So not really efficient on the ground game.
I think that's more about Derek Carr being away than anything because he's not looked great. But go on.
What does that do with the ground game?
Because then they're not in the lead and they don't run as much. Saints?
I mean, maybe, but his away games were with Derek Carr, 2 of the 3 that he had.
I don't know. I'm just saying I think it's more Derek Carr he hasn't been playing up to par this year. Should I just say that?
I get what you're saying.
Like, who thought Derek Carr was going to make a lot of it?
Yeah, like they just pretty much got the game script. They haven't. But
yeah,
in my, I guess, defense of my prop bet, he still is getting like 14, 15 rush attempts.
Okay.
So he's getting a lot of rush attempts. His just efficiency is trash. And he's gone over this line majority of the time, why I feel like his line's pretty high. I mean, I wouldn't say it's high for a guy.
What'd you say it was?
49.5. Like, it's not crazy high, but I just think it's high versus the Vikings in a game where, honestly, I really am hype about Josh Dobbs. For a guy that has looked good with the Cardinals.
Or Saints, though.
He's looked good with the Cardinals. It comes in game 1.
Looks good.
And, looks good. Almost memorizes half the playbook.
Doesn't have Jefferson.
Even though he's not the most talented QB, his football IQ is off the charts.
Oh, trust me, I know. I mean, Pittsburgh drafted him, so we all know.
But they let him go too.
Yeah, because they had Ben Roethlisberger.
He's probably better than Kenny Pickett.
We've picked him up twice though. We let him go.
Why didn't he succeed? Is the question. What did they do wrong?
Oh, we had a horrible offensive line.
Okay,
horrible, and we couldn't run for shit. He came in at a very bad time.
I just hate that.
Plus, he doesn't have the weapons he has now.
If we're not drafted top 2 rounds as a QB, nobody cares about you.
Yeah, I agree.
Giving you up like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Either way, I just like the Vikings a lot to take the lead on top of them just being an underrated defense. So I got 1 unit on it under 40.5, negative 114 odds. And that's going against my future bet because I have the Saints at 10+ wins. They'll still hit it, hopefully.
I think they will.
Right at the edge.
I think they're going to win the division.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but
you gotta hit 10 to win the division.
They can honestly still win and still hit the division.
But
no, I'm saying the bet could still hit too. But I don't see them winning this game, honestly.
All right, moving on to my last prop bet as well. Don't got much on this other than, like Josh said, I'm following the Kyler Murray hype. I'm taking Marquise Brown over 54.5 receiving yards at minus
my fantasy wide receiver.
102 for 1 unit. It's as simple as Murray's back, and he has not had Murray. He has had Josh Dobbs. I get it, and he also had who did he have in the beginning?
Clayton Tune.
Yeah, and then someone before that too, right?
I mean, they had Clayton Tune,
Dobbs. They picked up
Dobbs and Sam Darnold.
I don't remember.
Sounds right.
But either way, he's just had
Jets.
buns and buns and buns and buns. And the only thing I can recall from Murray and Hopkins days were he fed the shit out of Hopkins over and over and over. And Marquise Brown is easily the best weapon on this team, if not James Conner is then. So I could see him feeding to James Conner. I think it's going to be a James Conner, Marquise Brown game all the way through. Who are they playing again this week?
This week?
Yeah.
They play...
You just said it.
Vikings, right? No, that was the Saints and...
Yeah.
Why did I talk about it? Oh, because I took their money line? Yeah. Falcons.
They play Falcons, so I think that they can compete with them. Like I said, they've been very hit or miss this year. I think it's more their coaching that is the reason they're failing, because they have the defense to win games. They have the weapons to win games. They have the offensive line to win games for sure, but they're just not executing and getting it done. So obviously, I said Ritter sucks, and I think he's one of the worst quarterbacks. So they
it's Heineken now.
Take them, yeah. So they took him out. Heineken should be a starting quarterback over Dobbs, over Baker Mayfield, over
Dobbs.
Okay, you're getting hyped by Dobbs way too much. Just trust me on this.
People, all right, put it this way: people come out in different phases of their lives. Like,
yeah, he's coming out.
A lot of things click
when a lot of shit went bad.
NFL wants stuff to click instantly.
He wants to keep getting paid.
But put it this way: no. Maybe, but put it this way: when you play sports, some things just click as you mature. Like, you just weirdly get better at a sport because you slow down and you like figure out the sport a lot better in a weird, mature way. You're not talent better.
He's always been mature.
You're just better at winning. Like, I lost all my basketball talent, but I win.
But I win.
But I play 18-year-olds that are talented, and I win because I slow down.
So it's obviously Josh Dobbs should be above him, but I don't think he should. Taylor Heineke won a playoff game versus Tom Brady. Come on,
Taylor Heineke. He's a Nick Foles Jr. He's a Nick Foles Jr.
I'll break that down and say sure. Nick Foles won
a
Super Bowl.
He's trash though.
Nick Foles should have been a starter at the time when he was,
and he sucked. Wentz would have won that Super Bowl.
Either way, I'm just taking
50
that
points.
Minus 102 is the good part, but I'm only taking it for 1 unit because obviously, like Josh said, I think the Cardinals are also tanking. So I think they're shining up Kyler Murray, selling him, shipping out the door, getting Caleb Williams.
You know what's crazy? His 2+ passing touchdowns is plus 150.
Murray?
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
Just 2 is positive.
Probably because they might not get in that situation.
Like, damn, son. Like, what the fuck?
All right, let's move over to our long shot parlays. I got to pull up my FanDuel for this shiznips.
All right, yeah, I got a little snipper. All right, I'm just going to do 2 really quick off the bat.
You haven't hit one of these motherfuckers.
Yo, I've been one
leg.
Not even like, okay, it was one leg. No, one leg like 1 yard short on the hook. Like, close as hell. So, not a huge fan of these, but I'm just rolling with them because I'm feeling the luck. So, my first one, I literally only made 3 legs to hit the minimum plus 1,000. So, the first 2 legs, really the only 2 legs. George Pickens, 70+ yards, plays the Packers. I just feel like he's a big play guy. So, if anybody's going to hit it randomly at good odds, it's going to be Pickens. And they got Cowboys. They have to win by 1 to 13 points. So they play the Giants. Obviously, most people are expecting blowouts. Blowouts, you get better odds or not as good odds for the 13+ points. So if the Giants are somewhat competitive, divisional game, at least they keep it close and trash garbage time. But you put those 2 together, and my third leg, it added like almost nothing. It was Seahawks and Commanders under 64.5 total points. It was negative 2,000. I had to add it to get to 1,000. But plus 1,017. Pretty much the two legs. I just like them a lot as two legs that actually could happen,
and I don't have to worry about. Get you at 1,000 is pretty insane.
Yeah, and I think they're decent possibilities, both of them. Because I even could have put George Pickens higher. I just kept.
What is Pickens at again?
It was 70+ yards.
Okay,
and I got plus 280 from it.
A really down week.
It's even really weird that like they gave me almost. It was like plus 960 for George Pickens. 70+ was plus 280. So you put a plus 280, and I mixed it with the Cowboys 1-13, so plus 180. Okay. Usually, I feel like that doesn't turn to plus 900.
I don't know. It's like probably obviously they think something's happening.
I think it's more about the Cowboys. All right, let me jump into my random. I just picked a bunch of lines to get crazy odds.
All right,
long shot. So this one's a plus 71,000. Long shot giveaway. Quick, same game parlay. They're all over unders and money lines. So we have, and one's a spread too. Jags 49ers under 45.5 total points. 49ers win. Ravens, Cleveland Browns. Ravens win over 30.5. So a little bit contradicting Caleb's, but I think it'll be right at that number, above or below. I have Cardinals Falcons under 43.5. Cardinals win this game, just like my other bet. Broncos Bills under 46.5 total points. Bills -7. That's a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So Bills, they play the Broncos. Not the spread's not crazy, but under 46.5 plus -7. Chargers money line, so they beat out the hype train Detroit at home.
Yeah,
I think they're on the uphill.
Your highs are okay.
They're uphill. They're going up at home.
They're up because they've been playing trash.
Bro, they're going up. They ain't going up
for shit.
They win that game. We're getting hype. Because there's two more 4 o'clock games. We're going over 39.5 total points with the Giants Cowboys. I think the Cowboys might cover this by themselves.
Yeah,
but
definitely doable.
Over 39.5. And then we got Seahawks versus Commanders. Seahawks -6.5. Like I said, plus 71,000. So if you put a $5 bet on that, you're spanking out $3,000.
Yeah.
So I mean,
good luck with that.
Yeah, we're just gonna. I'll get an update when it's 4 o'clock and we're hitting.
When the first one misses, you won't hear a word from me.
Yeah, you won't hear a word from me. If the 49ers lose their fourth game in a row,
so I know we
lose your lock.
I know we got a. It's not gonna happen. I know we got a 1,000 limit on this, but screw the 1,000. I'm trying to give to the people. Mine's plus 982. It's right below it.
Okay,
I don't need to add another leg to screw it.
Add my negative, dude. If I lose on that leg,
yeah, exactly.
I'm still giving a giveaway.
But anyway,
I'm still giving it. I'm still giving away.
You gotta give that entire thing what it would have.
That's fine. I'll still give away what it would have won.
All right, Alvin Kamara, anytime touchdown score. They play the Vikings, like Josh talked about. Good and rush defense, horrible. I think they are horrible at their secondary. They had one good game in their secondary, but Kamara can do it running the ball or catching the ball.
Just get to it.
And I got Mike Evans anytime touchdown score versus.
Wait, what was the
Titans.
first line?
Alvin Kamara, anytime touchdown score.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, Mike Evans, anytime touchdown score. This dude's literally jerked off with his left hand. Or this dude gets jerked off by Baker Mayfield's left hand for sure because he just gives it to him, and he gets red zone targets like crazy. Yeah,
one of the best.
And he, well, I didn't agree to actually. I don't know why I said yeah. Definitely not yeah.
What do you mean yeah? He's got a better deep ball than Mahomes.
Baker's trash. Anyway, Mike Evans is very good though. Mike Evans can go up and make him look good. Yes, he can. All
right, chill.
Target the ball and then catch it. That's for sure. But I can see Mike Evans doing this. He gets touchdowns left and right. Everyone's known for the high point. Go up there and get it. They play Titans. Titans secondary is trash.
Yeah, you're right.
And then I'm taking the good old Josh is true and faithful that's been working out like crazy. David Montgomery, anytime touchdown score.
Bro.
He is back.
Dude is
for Chargers.
Fuck CMC.
He's back for his first game back. I think in like 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
I can't wait. My fantasy team's like
versus the Chargers. The Chargers do have been
blue
looking
ball
good versus
nut.
the rush, but David Montgomery to finish it off. I think that's the easy one. Kamara, I think, is hit or miss depending on how the game goes, and as long as Derek Carr doesn't blow the cycle.
So wait,
and then Mike Evans is like
first 2 1 o'clock games
by Baker Mayfield.
First 2 1 o'clock games.
First 2 are 1 o'clock, and Montgomery's 4 o'clock.
Oh man! So if your easy one hit misses, how you gonna feel?
It's not gonna happen.
You're gonna hedge.
No, I know it's gonna hit.
You're gonna hedge if you.
No,
hit
I don't need to hedge. I know it's gonna hit. It's the same thing as
you should hedge.
Yeah, I should hedge I should hedge for Michigan to not lose by the 4.5. Right?
Let's say
then I would have won money.
You get plus 900 odds. So
I'm not
let's
a hedger.
say
I believe in my bets.
All right, calm down. Let's say if you put $10 on this bet, right? Let's just hypothetically, whatever, $10
gets you like.
So you're gonna bet you're gonna win about 100.
Yeah.
If it's hard to hedge at something like that though. So let's say the cash out's $40 when you hit your first 2. Right? Mm-hmm. Total cash out. So you're giving up $60.
Look. Let me just cut you off real short. This is a giveaway, so I'm not hedging for balls. This isn't for me profit. So
I'm just
giving
saying,
away.
Can you even hedge that? I don't think you can.
I don't know.
There's not many books that have like a no for
you can't
not scoring a touchdown.
I would have to hedge hopefully another person gets it, and hopefully that one's right too. That's the only way you can hedge it.
Well, like a Laporta,
like Gibbs gets it, or
Laporta gets any touchdown.
Yeah, Laporta's a good one. Amon St. Brown can get touchdowns.
Yeah,
it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
You can't hedge it. All right, bad parlay. No, I'm just kidding.
I could do an opt out or whatever it's called, cash out.
That's why I'm not hedging is hedge. You hedge the cash out. You leave the bet and you hedge the opposite of what your last leg is.
Okay, I hear you, but I'm not doing either of that because it's a giveaway, and I believe in Montgomery if it gets that far, especially versus Chargers.
So like what you could do is you could do the same parlay, add in Detroit money line. It's like negative 150, 140, whatever it is, and then you couldn't really do it. You'd have to replace.
We're going too far. Going too far. Long shot.
Donk, donk.
This is all just giveaway, so it's gonna hit regardless if it goes down to Montgomery. No doubt in my mind. So let's move on to our locks of the week.
Yeah, getting back. Get that.
Mine hit last week. Did yours hit last week?
I never hit. I don't know.
I don't think it did. I think you missed.
I'm pretty sure I missed.
Mine hit on Monday.
I was -5.
Monday night, mine hit.
I was -5.
All right, let's move on to our lock.
I miss it. What was it? Oh yeah, it was my Kelsey lock. Kelsey got 4 targets. Yeah. Let's bring it up again.
No, we don't need to bring it up again.
Fuck you.
All right, let's move on to our locks of this week. This is
where we started off.
Hitting. Yeah, start off. I can't find mine for some reason.
All right, mine's gonna be a teaser. Caleb doesn't like teasers, but
no, I just hate when they lose like that. That's really annoying to me.
Yeah, it is annoying. Anytime I feel like the more, like, for instance, I lost my lock last week because I do not
the shit out of it.
Like. No, it's not about teasing. I do not like putting a lot of legs on a big.
A little bit too much.
I don't like putting a lot of legs on a lock. I don't care how juiced or how the 100% hit rate. You don't like
putting a lock on a lot of legs. You're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's 100% hit rate." I'm like,
yeah.
It's
like they get like 4 that are crazy. Like, oh, this is gonna hit for sure, and then 1 misses.
Like you're one. Yeah. It's just, I didn't expect. Like the odds were low, they should have hit. I'm like, that's not how it works. You look for
the most you
look for lines that shouldn't be what they are.
The most you should ever lock is 2 to 3 legs. The max 3, and that's just if your one juice is like extremely high. That's the only way.
And even then, like it's just a lot of risk. I would only injury, bullshit, exactly. Blah blah blah. Anyways. We're starting at 2 leg teaser. So I got +6. So we're adding 6 to the original line. So I'm taking 49ers. You get them at +3. And the second line is the Cardinals +7.5. So 49ers would have to lose by more than a field goal, and Cardinals have to lose by more than a touchdown.
Okay.
I like both of these teams to really win outright. But I'm just playing it safe. I don't think I really need to play it safe with the 49ers. I probably could have took 49ers money line and Cardinals +7.5. Get a little bit better odds.
What was the 49ers one?
+3.
Yeah, that's not needed. That would be wild if it was a push, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's the safe side. Not a huge fan of worrying about the or the money line to 3 line. A lot of people worry about like, oh, I got an extra point, but like the 0 to 3, the 3 I like because you could lose by field goal at the end. Like someone, whatever, it's a tie game. Jags push it down for field goal, win the game,
overtime, field
whatever,
goal, win a game.
Something like that. Yeah, exactly, something like that. And then I just see both these teams winning. Cardinals are at home. Kyler Murray's back. James Conner's back. They're going to make a statement piece. Yeah, they're tanking, but what's one win going to do? Or they go down one spot.
What did you get?
They don't Cardinals get Caleb Williams, who's going to be a bust anyways.
What'd you get Cardinals at?
It's plus 7.5. Okay. So it's a teaser. So when you put those two together, it doesn't really tell you the odds, like separately, because it's a teaser.
Yeah, whatever.
So teaser negative 134 odds. Spanking 5 units on it. I'm trying to be a little more conservative. Only because these 8 units, 10 units, 20 units is not bringing good luck. So we're going to stick to the tried and true. I know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to get cocky because fuck you, Kelsey, and your 4 targets. Watch, I guarantee I could drop my lock as Kelsey over.
You keep talking this Kelsey thing. I guarantee you my bet of Cup losing was a higher percentage than your Kelsey getting 4 receptions. I guarantee it.
No, guarantee it. All right, but you're not. You guarantee it, but my bet didn't have new factors.
Yeah, I understand.
You had a new factor. You had Puka Nacua.
Yeah, which is the reason I got screwed.
Exactly. But you had less to go off of. You had 1 game with him and Puka together.
2. And he went over both times.
Out of 3 years.
I understand.
I have unlimited data of this guy with nothing new. What's new? Rashid Rice? Like, I don't give a shiz about Rashid Rice and a rookie. Like, he should not impact the game that much. A close game and Kelsey gets 4 targets. But you can suck on these nuts. This man should not be run blocking. He should be catching the damn ball and running for himself. Like, Andy. You're from Philly. Boy. Show some Philly love for Leather Helmet fandom. That's not Pittsburgh Steelers. This is Philadelphia Eagle Nation. It's the real side of Philly, of PA.
Do.
Fuck the mountains. Not all the mountains, actually, but.
All right. Well, moving on to mine. That is your lock.
Yeah, what's
the thing I like about it most is plus money.
Yours is plus money?
No, yours is plus money.
Mine's not plus money.
I thought you said plus. What'd you say it was?
I wish it was plus. Bro, if that was plus, I'd be fucking lay a hammer.
What'd you say it was?
It was negative 134.
Oh, I thought you said plus 130.
Honestly, if I redid the bet, I'd probably take 49ers money line, Cardinals plus 7.5. So while you talk, I'll tell you what odds that is because it's probably a smarter move in my eyes.
Hedging bets already mid-podcast?
It's not a hedge. I can double it down. You know what's a smart, literally talking just gambling, smart strategy. If you ever have a very good parlay that you love, even a lock, really, this is what you do. Whatever you want to bet. So say I wanted to bet 5 units on that. Split your bet. Split it. So you have 2.5 units on one, 2.5 units, the exact same bet. That way, when it comes down to it, and there's 2.5 units, and there's a really high cash out because you're about to win, you can feel about cashing out one of them, and you know the other one might hit, might not hit, but at least you know you made profit and you don't have to hedge.
Yeah,
it's another way to like people. There's strategies in gambling is insane. If you really think about it, you just gotta. You
also have to, like, spend time.
Don't get drunk.
You can't just bet it and then just be like, all right, I bet's there. Like, you have to stay into that.
Yeah. Well, who the fuck's not watching? Who's making that big a bet? Not watching the game.
There's people, especially if they trail. If you trail my bet, go for it. I'm all for it. Even if you don't watch. All but right, anyway,
I'll tell you in a sec after 2 years.
Moving on to my bet. Again, it's for Josh's tried and tribute, whatever that thing's called, however people say it.
Oh, you're hopping on my train?
If you want to call your train.
I'm playing this week, though.
No, not that.
Dude,
it's something different. I'm taking.
That's 8-1.
David Montgomery. No, they lost twice. They went under twice. Okay. I'll look into this.
All right, go.
It's Brian Robinson, whoever the recent one was. Anyway, David Montgomery, anytime touchdown score, -110. I am taking for 6.5 units.
Hey,
this dude has scored on every single game he's played in, other than the one that he only played 26%, and he only played 26% because he got hurt. Versus Tampa Bay, he probably would even got a touchdown in that game, to be honest, too. He got a touchdown in a game that he played 45%. All right? He's gotten 3 touchdowns in one game before. So, obviously, he is the go-to guy when it comes to red zone. Me and Josh watched it over and over and over. This dude literally gets the ball nonstop the second they get in the red zone, and Gibbs never touches the field, even if Montgomery just did some super long rush or Montgomery is at 20 rush attempts. It doesn't matter. They just leave Montgomery in. He's healthy again. He's already had a full week of practice. So, obviously, that's telling you that he's healthy and good. The Lions starting running back has gone over rushing yards. So hopefully this says something each week of 55. They have him set at 55 rushing yards. So obviously there's not much I can tell you stats-wise that goes into anytime touchdown score other than how many touchdowns he gets, where he gets used in the red zone, stuff like that. But his rushing yards are at 55.5 right now, and every single running back that started the game has gone over this. In Lions, so this is kind of just stating the fact that Lions run the ball a lot, and they're very efficient at running the ball. So hopefully when it comes to the red zone, that they can run the ball. Obviously, I think Chargers are 4th or 5th or 6th at rushing yards allowed per game, and they've only let up like 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns from running backs, so that's pretty good. But I think this offensive line, the way they use it, the amount they use him, and just a sure breakaway that Montgomery has shown all season for the games that he played, just shows you that he's going to be
surprised his odds jump that close to even.
Even if you want to just be like, it's a touchdown, I don't want to trail a touchdown, go for his over 55.5 rushing yards. I like that.
But the locks touchdown -110.
Touchdown -110.
All right.
I have him getting a touchdown and his over rushing for +3 something. So yeah. I like them both, but I'm taking the lock because there might be a situation where they get blown out. Like this is basically very
the lines
not game script. All I'm saying is like he can get Lions are bound to get a touchdown. Okay, in this game versus the Chargers,
2 touchdowns.
So, regardless of how the game's going, he's going to be able to get into that situation to get a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas rushing going over, he might not be able to get in that
situation. I feel
like
I've taken this bet before, and one of my main reasons was Jared Goff's butt cheeks in the red zone. Like his whole career, he's just not been good.
Okay.
And they do not trust him. They don't give him the attempts to throw. They don't.
Oh, he definitely did this year.
His
Montgomery is there.
Completion percentage is trash. he's just not good in the red zone.
Right.
Like as soon as he gets congested, he's not the one to squeeze the ball in to really short, narrow target areas. Like he needs a lot of separation.
He likes the long slants, like
he needs
20
easy targets
in type shit. Anyway, that's obviously our locks of the week. To finish off this podcast, I'm going to talk about 2 weeks ago. I think the last time we made a podcast together, I placed the bet of Jacksonville Jaguars to go -2.5 versus Pittsburgh. That hit. I took Brian Robinson to get 25 rushing yards. That hit. I took Michigan -5.5 versus Penn State, which was just played today. That hit. And I got plus 365 odds on it. And they all hit very, very convincingly. I can't believe Brian Robinson's line was that low. Even if they had him higher, he would have went over it regardless. Even if you didn't take his,
he barely went over.
What? You were high as a kite. He had like 50-something rushing yards. His line was like at 30-something. Anyway,
yeah, and he probably got all one on Trump.
But either way, this was a very easy, convincing win. The closest one was Jaguars versus Pitt, if you want to talk about BS penalty calls. But either way, plus 365. Be on the lookout for a giveaway. I spoke about it 2 weeks ago and giving away if it hits, and it hit. I was very confident about it. So you must be a YouTube subscriber. If you're not a YouTube subscriber, go ahead over on our YouTube and subscribe. If you are not public as far as letting your subscription be shown to me, I don't know how you do that, but that's for you to figure out, and not for me. If you're worried about it, shoot us a DM in any of our social medias and just show us that you're subscribed, and I will add you into the list. But you must be a YouTube subscriber to get part of this giveaway. Don't want to miss out on it because it's probably going to be. Actually, I know it's going to be less than all of our social media follows on the spin wheel, so you're going to have a greater odds.
I'm not going to change my lock, but if you want to go 49ers money line instead of +3 teaser, you get plus 102 odds.
If I want to what?
Mine was the teaser +3. If you switch it to 49ers money line and still Cardinals +7.5, you get plus 102 odds.
Still pretty low.
So either way, not changing up, but just putting it out there. And look out for that 4for4 reel coming you with a Wendy's hot giveaway. Just wait for Sunday morning, tomorrow morning.
All right.
Coming out.
We'll have to see. Be on the lookout for that. And like I said, the giveaway must be a YouTube subscriber. So if you're not, go ahead over, like, comment, subscribe, and share if you're not sharing, because sharing is caring. Have a great weekend, guys. Peace.
Peace.